Welcome back to sunny Queensland as we check out the Ep1 design class. The intensity of this one design class means very, very close racing. We had the superstars come from right around Australia and from across the Tasman from New Zealand. The Ep1 class yachts are 30 feet long and all identical in construction and sail size. The crew weight is restricted to 285 kilos, limiting crew sizes to 3 or 4 people. That means that this kind of racing is all about skill. Some of the best sailors from Australia and abroad came to Brisbane to compete in this hotly contested amateur event. Our roving reporter Lex caught up with arguably the most recognised face of Australian sailing.
And what really draws you to the Ep1?
Well, it's the best racing actually in the world, the best one design racing in the world, which is really quite remarkable, certainly in Australia. And why is it? Well, they tend to be the Olympic class in the non-Olympic years, the Ep1. They're exactly the same. They're all effectively out of the same mould, no matter where they're built around the world. There's, I guess, 4 licensed builders globally. One here in Australia, one in Canada, one in the UK. And they're just fantastic one design racing. So in other words, the boats are really, really close in speed, so it gets back to the operators.
Now I see that there's quite a lot of people from the international sailing world, people that you would have sailed with in the past.
Well, a lot of the America's Cup sailors are here. Mark Bradshaw is here. You know, in fact, a lot of the guys that were crewing on the the America's Cup boats over in Valencia are here, forming different crews. So the racing is hot, and quite a few Olympic teams are involved. So again, it tends to be the, as I say, the Olympic class and non-Olympic years.
And what about the average sailor? How do they sort of fare in a fleet like this?
Well, you start off at the back of the fleet. There's no question about it. You know, get spat out at the start.
Sure.
You know, there's like 3 types of people in the world: people who make things happen, people who watch things happen, and then the final poor buggers on the start line is what happened.
And the Ep1s, how old is the class?
It must be more than 30 years old. So they're not, the high-flying, super, turbocharged missiles like 18-foot skiffs or the Olympic 49ers are. But because again they're all exactly the same, and the boat speeds, you can literally tie a string between the boats. After 30 kilometres of racing, they can be within seconds of each other. It just makes it really good heart-in-the-mouth stuff, which I enjoy.
The regatta started in light breezes with less than 4 minutes separating the finishing times from the entire 37 yachts in the fleet. Ep1 regattas are scored by adding the results of each race, with 1 point for first and 10 points for 10th. The lowest score at the end of the regatta takes home the silverware. On the second day, the wind was too light to race, so we caught up with some of the competitors.
We had a first and a 10th yesterday. Wasn't too bad, it was a bit shifty. The breeze was quite consistent from a pressure point of view, but quite shifty, at 30-degree shifts. A bit different today. We didn't get a race in today, so it's unfortunate. Could be a 2-regatta series, a 2-race series.
So early, what do you think the chances are for the rest of the regatta? Do you think you'll be performing well?
I think we'll get a couple of races tomorrow, weather permitting. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of good guys up here. So who knows? It's open for anyone.
Turtle, you're one of the local sailing legends here at Royal Queensland Yacht Club. Been sailing Ep1s for a long time, I hear. Can you tell me what you really like about Ep1s?
Just the fact, I think, that they're a strict one design class, and you go out there and get a plan together and give it a go. You're sailing against the best guys in the world. You've got John Bertram, a lot of world champions here. There's 2 or 3 here. So the competitive racing is really good.
So tell us, how's it been going in the regatta for you?
Oh, we started with an 11th, the first one. Very happy with that one. Then a 23rd, I think, in the second race, or maybe a 22nd. But yeah, getting off the start line is a big thing in this fleet.
So Turtle, who's the person in the fleet that you want to beat the most?
I want to beat them all.
Fantastic.
They're all pretty good. They're all good.
We're with Pete Spike Dorian. one of the Etchell sailors here at Royal Queensland Yacht Club. Pete, how's the regatta been going for you?
Pretty good. You know, we had a couple bad starts yesterday, which didn't help us, but we climbed our way up into the top 15, and I think we sit 9th overall at the moment.
Yeah, where are you based these days? Where are you doing most of your sailing?
All my sailing, except for these little Etchell regattas, is mainly overseas.
So where's the next port of call after this regatta?
Off to Sydney on Monday for the Cannon Big Boat Series on Scandia Wild Thing, and after Christmas I head to Miami to compete in a few events before the Far 40 Worlds.
As the breeze increased, the sailing got faster, bringing the margins over the line even closer. You could have thrown a blanket over the first half a dozen yachts. The choppy Moreton Bay waters proved testing for all the crews, and the regatta was decided in the very last race. John Bertram was a premature starter, which left the ever-consistent Peter McNeill and his crew to take home the Queensland State Championship. So it's congratulations to Peter McNeill and crew for an outstanding Etchell's regatta. After the break, we're going to heat it up with more V8 superboat action from Melton.